Okay, let's see how we go with this. This one's pretty colourful. Let's see what we can do with it. Right. How big are we going to make it, or how small? Going to take it 81.6 reduction, and I wonder if we're going to leave it positive. Maybe we can remove some of the background. This is a paper, this is newspaper type print, so we're just going to up the contrast on that, and maybe not all the way up. We don't want to totally lose the colours out of this. Okay, let's see how we go with this. What do we got? It's called The Senior, and I think this is the 40th anniversary. Inspire, Inform, Entertain. I think that's for this paper itself. So we're going to make these people look more interesting when we move it. I don't want to have this ad on the bottom, however, so hopefully I can spin it around without this scooter commercial being on it. Okay, let's see if that come up. See, I've got a bit of yuckiness on my fingers. I don't like newsprint, to be honest, but newspapers, but most people don't seem to have that sense of abhorrence towards the newsprint like I do. I do believe I have Asperger's syndrome, even though it hasn't been formally diagnosed yet. I'm hoping to get it diagnosed by the leader of this, the expert on this condition, called Dr. Tony Attwood. He'd know a lot about it, more than anyone else, but that looks quite interesting. Wondering if we're just going to take maybe that area there and just get rid of this. But it looks quite interesting. But yeah, I don't like the feel. A lot of people with Asperger's syndrome have sensory issues, and one of those sensory issues is my dislike of handling newsprint. I think we're going to stretch it, actually. I just don't like handling newsprint. It's just something I find abhorrent for some reason, and that's obviously why. Asperger's syndrome, sensory issue. I have to find out for sure. I can't say that I've got it yet, but I suspect it. It's why I'm so focused on this, on photocopiers, because that's one of the other hallmarks, and my social skills in normal situations are not so good either, even though I'm probably have less of that type of condition with the Asperger's. I just have problems basically being socially acceptable in normal. I'm not good at making small talk. I'm always talking about my campaign and my work that I do here on this, and this is not something normal people find easy to take. I mean, yeah, because a lot of them just like to be social and small talk. And small talk is just, to me, is just so trivial. It's just something I find very difficult. I might be able to talk about the weather, but then I start to launch into a discussion about global warming and climate change. So I'm not exactly a person who just does pure small talk. It has to involve something to do with this, or something to do with the climate change, or to do with science. It's just it's just the way that I am, and I just have to accept that I can't just launch into pure small talk for very long. So yeah, I'm just not that kind of person, you know. I basically want to make a difference with building better photocopiers and shit like that, so you can't expect me to be terribly good at small talking. Wondering if we're going to make this. I don't really like this. I'm wondering if we're going to bring back the newspaper, or we're going to leave that. Or maybe we're just going to do something different to this. I don't know what to do with it, folks. I'm just trying to think, what can I do to make this look better? So I'm wondering if we're going to just leave it like that, or if we're going to make it a negative positive. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm doing this too well for some reason at the moment, so I'm going to have to change things up and change things around. So now I'm getting distracted by this again, but that's what I put myself on camera for, to do this shit, you know, to make this copier configuration art. And it goes on YouTube and it goes all over the place. I'm hoping to make it big in my area of expertise, which is making art with photocopiers. So yeah, and there's a term for a person who loves photocopiers. It's not nerd or geek. It's similar to nerd or geek. It's a more specialised kind of a nerd or a geek. It's called a toner head. I call myself a toner head because this ink is called toner. It's like the photocopier equivalent of a petrol head. A petrol head loves cars. A toner head loves photocopiers or toner-based photocopiers, as opposed to inkjet. Inkjet is shit anyway, folks. I don't like those little inkjet printers. That's why I got one of these, a real photocopier, because hey, I just love photocopiers, right? So yeah, I'm just wondering if I can improve on this. I don't know if I can make this look any better. So I'm wondering if we're going to just go with this colour scheme. It's not my kind of colour scheme, but I'm sure some other people might appreciate it more than I do. No, not everyone has the same taste in colours. A lot of things I see made into pamphlets or flyers uses colours that I find yucky, or something that's just not my taste. But a lot of people like these different colour schemes. It's like different strokes for different folks. So it's like this, different strokes for different folks, so to speak. So everyone's different. Even if I don't like the colours in my own demo, I'm sure there's someone out there who would appreciate the colours, even if I don't. And it's good to know that you know, even though our differences can often drive each other mad, sometimes things like this, differences are really good, because it means my demo hasn't been made in vain, you know, because even though I don't like the colour scheme, someone else might like it. And that's important, that people that I have, that most of my audience actually enjoy my work. There's no use having a YouTube channel if your audience hates everything you do. You know, you can't please everyone, folks. That's another thing. I've often had some nasty comments written on my YouTube channel, but I've had some good ones as well, some positive ones. So it's not all a loss. Different strokes for different folks. Yeah. So let's see how we go with this. Yeah, actually that does look quite nice, even though it's not quite my colour scheme, but it's not bad either. I think now we can call it quits.